Howdy, I've been making videos for 13 years. We both know that's a long time, so I'm not going to belabor the point. Let's just jump right into what happened last year in regards to me. The stuff that I put out, so you could see and I guess read some of that. Because it's content that you gotta consume the content. It's 2021. If you're not consuming content, what are you consuming? Food? Okay, so what happened? We finished Yooka-Laylee, not the Impossible Lair, Yooka-Laylee Original Flavor, 3D platforming game. I'm a big fan of that, love that video game, and I'm excited to see Yooka-Laylee. We played some more Banjo mods, including New Horizons, a very cute one, styled like a little Animal Crossing town. Had a great time with that, very cute. Gruntilda's Mask, which I was very excited for, had a great time with, in which What If Clocktown was a Banjo-Kazooie level. Turns out, better than you'd expect. And a Nightmare Before Christmas, in which you go to Halloween Town and you jump around as Banjo. A thing that very much just dialed into, hey, what do you care about? Animal Crossing, Majora's Mask, Banjo-Kazooie, and a little thing called The Nightmare Before Christmas? Here's some fucking Banjo, baby. Love those Banjo mods. Maybe we should check out some more. We did Let's Play-A-Ween 2020, the second one. I had a great time with it. I think I enjoyed it a lot more than I did the 2019 one, in which we tried to do a game every day. I once again tried to do that, but I realized in the back half it was a bad idea. And I actually pulled up the list of what we played so I could be like, here are the ones that were my favorites specifically. But then I was going through and I was like, damn, I really liked a lot of these. A lot of cool games that we did last year. And maybe more cool games we'll be doing this year. We took a look at Banjo Pilot, a game I had never played. It sure is a racing game. Thought it was okay. I have notes for what I did, and I just have it written down as Outer Wilds plea. It very much was just a plea. Definitely wanted people to play that game. Had it just stuck in me noodle. Minish Cap. I have that game very high on my favorite Zelda list. Like, I think at the moment, I haven't touched the list since 2019 when Link's Awakening came out. But I think I have that game at like number 5, and like looking at it, I might need to bump it up to like number 4. Like, I guess I could pull. It doesn't matter. It was like I was looking at it, and I had A Link to the Past above it. But honestly, A Link to the Past kind of just keeps going down over the years, because like with the release of A Link Between Worlds, I was like, oh well, this is just A Link to the Past, but better. So I guess it goes up, and then because of now, it's like, well, there's Link to the Past, but better. Link to the Past just keeps falling. And Minish Cap, I had a great time with it. Obviously, I knew I was going to like the game, but I had just a much better time than I expected. We took a look at Death Trips, a game that very much surprised me. My friend Evie sent me a message like, hey, there's this cool horror game you should check out. And I was like, well, I normally do these in October, but I'm excited. I want to see what's up with this, and was not expecting what Death Trips was. Oh boy. Hitman 2. The second one, 2018, the second one that came out in 2018, not the second one that came out on the PlayStation 2? I think that's the one. Yeah, I think PlayStation 2's Hitman 2. That feels about right. Hey, I liked it as well. It's fun murder sandbox. Have a good time in it. There was the 10 things that I'd be interested in for Yooka-Laylee. I enjoyed making that video. I sat down to make a stupid video where I was like, oh, here are like some things I want in the game, just so I could end it by going, and the last thing is me. And then I sat down and was like, oh shit, I'm writing an actual thing, like an actual top 10 list, I guess top 9, and then the last one. Well, I do want to see me in Yooka-Laylee, so an honest to goodness top 10 list. Wasn't expecting that to come out doing that. We are still working on Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. I hope it'll end in September, because, you know, October, we got stuff to do in October. I adore that game, having a great time with it, and I hope you are as well. I wrote some fanfics. I wrote a slash fic. I don't know if slash fic is just like sex stuff, or if it was like a crossover. I think slash fics might just be a sex thing. But I did a crossover fan fiction of the games Alien Gothic Unification. What's the full title? Lifeline Voice Action Adventure. That's what it's called. And the movie Alien, because I said that as a joke in a Discord and then someone was like, yeah, you should make that. So I was like, well, I cave into peer pressure real easily. Let's go for it. I wrote a fanfic of Lupin the Third in the style of the Part 2 dub, because I've always been a big Lupin fan. Well, I've always liked Lupin. And this last year, I went Lupin crazy and gave everyone who would listen to me Lupin brainworms. So love that guy. Love Lupin and his friends and Daddy Jigen, the best one of them all. And then, of course, as we saw yesterday, I finally finished. Finally finished, however you want to say it. Banjo-Kazooie HD? I don't know if they call it Banjo-Kazooie HD, but the one on the Xbox. And hey, what do you know? A great way to play Banjo-Kazooie. Maybe just do it on the Xbox and not the xCloud. The xCloud worked out pretty well for me, though, so I can't complain. So that's what I did in the last year. But now we're going to talk about the future, and this is where shit's going to get bleak, because I kind of want to stop making... Not stop. That's not the right way to say it. I want to slow down on making videos. I've been saying this for years, where it's like, well, I have other things I want to do, and I want to do a video game, and fuck that up. I got to go fuck that up to learn how to video game or whatever. And I just know that I'll never, ever do that if I keep making videos. And it's funny because, like I said, I've been saying this for like a couple years now, where I'm like, oh, I kind of need to ramp down on this. And then there was a point, whenever we played Hitman 1, was that 2017, might have been 2018, when just all of a sudden I was like, no, I'm going to hit the gas on this, and then just started making more stuff. Like it's been a few years. I think since 2017, I have been making videos very, very consistently. I used to I'd make like a full Let's Play or whatever, and then stop for a couple months, then come back, and it's just kind of been constant. And I know that's impossible to keep up with, to watch, and also if I want to do other things, I'm just not going to do it, because as I've shown, I've been making videos for 13 years. If I do this for 2 more years, I've been doing it for half my life. I'll just keep distracting myself with it. So I want to just put it all out there, the things that I would be interested in doing. Also, I want to hear what y'all be interested in seeing from me. And then I'm going to focus on making these things and nixing anything that isn't like... If y'all don't show interest in it, it's like, well, whatever, I need to stop just pleasing myself with these videos, and maybe do something else. And also, I did accidentally say I'm gonna stop, but like I just said, if I make 2 more years of videos, I'll have been doing this half my life. I'll probably keep making videos regardless. I like doing stupid things, and I get stupid ideas, and you're gonna see some of them, because I'm gonna show you what I have thought about making, and I want to hear yays, I want to hear nays. Once again, hear if there's anything else that y'all would be interested in, and we can go on. I guess before we start that, I'll talk about the future of #ZachryWillBeAnTukulele. I have 3 ideas that I just need to sit down and make, and I just haven't. One's a skit video that I thought of months ago, and then started to put things together to make it, and then just didn't. So I should probably do that. One's just a dumb video that I'm gonna go roll around in some grass and see where that gets me. I don't know. You throw enough spaghetti. I was gonna say Play-Doh at the wall, but it's spaghetti. You throw enough spaghetti at the wall, eventually Platonic will ask me to please stop, or maybe go, hey, you wanna be in Tukulele? You never know. And the other one is, I'm going to use my new writing prowess and write a #Zachary is in Tukulele fanfiction. So I'll make a fanfiction about that. I don't want to explain what that means at the moment. But that's that. Okay, so let's talk about videos and stuff that I'm interested in making. So first things first, Let's Looks. Do y'all enjoy when I just take a look at a video game, maybe not even play the full thing, like not like what I just put out with Banjo, but more like with Banjo Pilot, and I've done in the past, where it's maybe I look at 20-30 minutes of a game that maybe I'm unfamiliar with, just mess around with specific things, like I did with Pokemon Stadium at one point, where I was like, I'm just gonna play the mini games. Are those things y'all are interested in? Because if not, you know, fuck them. I don't need to do them. Like, I just have a few games written down. Like, I was like, oh, I would take a look at Custom Robo, a Cubivore. I've never played Cubivore. That might be interesting. I had someone tell me Doshin the Giant might be a neat thing to take a look at. I have Beautiful Joe here. Beautiful Joe is a thing that I've wanted to LP for years, but it would take a lot of practice to play it at the skill level that I'd want to, and I just don't want to put in the time for that. And at one point I was like, what if I just got really good at level 1 and just made one video about it like I did Yoshi's Story? But to get that scaled at that point, it's like, well, I should probably just, you know, do it. And I was like, nah, I don't think that's a thing. The Tingle game on the DS, I played like maybe an hour of it like over a decade ago, and I don't know anything about that game. And that's like a thing that I'm worried that I'm going to sit down and play and go, no, I need to see this through. So if you say you're interested in Tingle games, just know that could go badly. It could also just go as badly as me just sitting down going like, oh, I don't like this at all. That's kind of like what happened with Wario Master of Disguise. I did not enjoy that at all. Solstice. I've always been interested in Solstice because, you know, it has the killer music. The game's pretty fun. Well, the killer opening music at the very least. So I've always been interested, like, well, what if we take a look at that and see if I can figure that out? Star Tropics. I know my friend Quadros really likes that game, so I was like, I should probably take a look at that. Drill Dozer. Drill Dozer was actually a game back when I played Hitman 1 2016, like when I did that blind playthrough. At one point, I was also going to do Drill Dozer alongside of it, and I don't remember what happened, but it just didn't work out. I have Digimon World 3 here written down because my friend Cody said, hey, you should play Digimon World 3, it's good, after I did the Digimon World video, which was the first Let's Look. I have a Kid Icarus series down here. That was just me going, ooh, hoo, 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 and rubbing my dirty little hands together, like, what if I could play a little bit of Kid Icarus Uprising? And then I have Grabbed by the Ghoulies written down just because I've never played it before. And thought it might be interesting. Like, those are just things that I was thinking about for Let's Looks. Nothing like concrete or whatever. And honestly, y'all could just say like, no, don't do those, and we'd be like, yeah, no problem, don't worry about it. Because like to do those, I do put in like probably too much thought into a thing and then treat it like basically. Well, not always. Sometimes you just throw it out there. Those range from just throw it out there to I'm going to craft an entire LP in my brain and then just use that to purge it from my system, kind of like I did with Yoshi's Story. So that's the Let's Looks. I have 3 games. Oh, well, I have 2 games locked in that I'm definitely going to do. Definitely going to do Hitman 3 because at one point I was like, well, if people aren't interested in watching me play Hitman, I guess I shouldn't. But then I thought about it, and I'm sure there's people who would be interested, and then like I just don't get the feedback just because I don't check that kind of stuff very often. Like I check comments because I get like 1 a week. It's easy, but I don't go and check like, oh, the analytics. Oh, dude, is this doing numbers? I don't really care. You've heard the shit I've been talking about. It's fine. It's whatever. I didn't ever say it, but I'm playing Banjo-Tooie right now on screen. I'm not playing it right now because I needed to focus on this list. But y'all have seen I've been playing Banjo-Tooie because I still have the Nextcloud. Why not? I've already beaten the game, so I'm probably screwing around. So yeah, Hitman 3, I'm going to do that because even if no one else is interested, it would bother me personally to know I did the first 2 games in that trilogy and then just never did the third. And I'm going to play it anyway, so I might as well like record myself playing it, I guess. Like I don't put a too terribly amount of like I have to plan this out for Hitman since it is a blind playthrough. The other thing that's pretty much locked in is Pizza Tower. The game hasn't come out yet. There hasn't been like a public demo for a while, so I haven't made a video on it, but I haven't forgotten Pizza Tower. Got Pizza Tower in my heart. I'm excited for it to come out, and I'm excited to get really good at it so I can show like a good, cool playthrough. I hope I can play it at like the level where I can get like all the cowboy, what were they called? Like cowboy goals? They weren't cowboy goals. They were like achievements or whatever, and there was like all the like hard stuff to do. And like trying to S rank all the levels. It's something that I'd like to do. I don't know if I'd be able to play at that level, but we'll see when it comes out and I finally get to play it. Okay, let's move on to the maybe pile. Is there anything interesting in the scrap pile? Oh, in the scrap pile, I can see it there. Beautiful Joe. Nothing really interesting in the scrap pile. I have Ghost Trick in here. Super great friend who's you've probably heard me talk about because that's my favorite Let's Play boy. He did a not a quick look, but he does a thing where like he used to do a thing. It's kind of in a weird state right now where he was taking in like viewer requests to like take like an hour look at a game, and he played like the first level of Ghost Trick, and I was like, oh boy, I love Ghost Trick. And I was thinking about it like, I bet I could put together like a fan dub LP blend for this game, and it would probably be pretty fun. And then he went and played the rest of the game, and kind of I got it out of my system. Like an LP like fan dub thing could be cool, but I don't want to do it anymore. I have Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks on here. These were Zeldas I was considering at one point, but then Chugga Conroy went and LP'd Phantom Hourglass. So I was like, he'll probably do Spirit Tracks at some point. Who cares? I don't know those games super well. I think I might have played Phantom Hourglass twice. Actually, no, I probably played Phantom Hourglass once, and then I remember when Spirit Tracks came out, I just kept messing around with it after I was done trying to 100% it. So there weren't games that I have like super strong connection to or anything. I was just like, I haven't played them. Maybe I should do them. Kind of like the same vibe that I had with Skyward Sword, where I was like, I want to replay these, but nah, who cares? And then once again, Beautiful Joe. And I've already talked about that one accidentally because I forgot that I actually sat down and made thumbnails for these. Like what I'm saying are like things that I sat down and was like, I care enough where I'm going to sit down and make a thumbnail. Okay, so now we're hitting the actual maybe list that I have. A Link Between Worlds. I really want to LP A Link Between Worlds. I was putting it off for a long time because the emulation was a little dodgy, and I'm still not sure how stable it is because it looks like its stability has kind of gotten worse with some builds and better with some of Citra, the emulator that I would likely be using. I did find a setting in the emulator that helped with like the audio stuttering, because it would have a problem where like you would transition to a new screen and it would lag a little bit, and the music was synced to like the game, so then the music would lag and it sounded really bad, and I was like, ooh, this is an actual deal breaker for me. But I found how to like decouple that so the music will keep going even if the game does lag a little. I would need to do a full playthrough of that because I would like to play that on hero mode, and doing the full playthrough would also ensure that it works, which would be nice. And I bet y'all be interested in A Link Between Worlds because it's a neat game. Like I said earlier in this video, one of my favorite Zeldas, like top 3 favorite. It is in there. I'm not going to say which one it is to leave just a little bit of suspense. Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts. I've never played that game. I have not had access to play it or record it, but I guess with that xCloud stuff, it'd be possible. Now, this one wouldn't be me just sitting down and hitting my head against it. I don't think I would 100% it, because that sounds like a bad game to try and complete. I don't think I would want to do that. But this is more or less just because I'm interested and want to make good on my threat at the end of the Banjo-Tooie LP, like however long ago that was. Was that like 2015? I think that was 2015. Maybe it was 2016. I don't fucking know. It was 2014. Huh. I don't know. Make good on that threat and force Steve and George to play that game with me. Problem with that, though, is Steve and George live in very much different time zones and would be hard to plan. So that might end up being a strange limbo one. I also don't know if anyone's even interested in that threat that I made all that time ago. Katamari Damacy. This one, I just had a very small inkling of an idea for this Let's Play, and mostly, once again, I saw a super great friend play an hour of it, and I was like, oh damn, I love Katamari, and I haven't thought about it in maybe over a decade. That's not true. When Reroll came out, I played a lot of Reroll, but whoops, forgot about that. Even though that'd probably be the version I'd play. Mostly, I was just like, I bet I can make a fun-looking thumbnail off of this. The idea that I had, and I'm not even sure if it's a good idea or if it'd be a sustainable thing to do for the Let Us Play, would be like a focusing on like the development and like the people behind it and like, you know, musical styles and stuff like that. And I don't know if I have enough backs to like make that kind of video. And even I don't even know if I could like sit down and make like, okay, I'm gonna write down my ideas and then here's a video essay on Katamari. It's just I got like Katamari like in the eyes. I was like, ooh, that's cool. Killer 7. Killer 7's a game that I don't think I would ever just do like a normal Let Us Play of, because Super Great Friend did a really, really good one a couple years ago, and covered like all the like extra like lore and stuff behind it. So like the game's a little strange, and Super Great Friend did an amazing job like just compiling it together and like, hey, here's this cool game, here's all the extra like supplemental stuff that exists for it, let's take a look at it. This one is like a very much more like a conceptual thing that might be I'm not sure if it'd be possible, but I'd want to get one of my other friends to play the game and then get them to speculate about what the plot of Killer 7 is without receiving any outside help. I wouldn't be like, nope, this is what's wrong, and just go from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. Just like assume, I want you to assume that you are correct, and I want you to build out the plot and explain it to me as you understand it, or what you have extrapolated out. And I thought that might be a fun thing. I don't know if it would even be possible, because I probably wouldn't be playing it. So, but I had the idea, so you're hearing about it. The Oracles, Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages. I guess Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, in the way that I've ordered this. So this would be a very big undertaking. This is the thing that I have planned, I think, to probably be like the last Let's Play. Not like, you know, air quotes, the last. Because like I said, I probably won't stop making videos. It's just going to stop like, well now, you know, like what I've been doing, where I just finish one series, and even before that series done, I'm thinking about the next one. Be a big playthrough. I would play through it both ways, Ages to Seasons, and then Seasons to Ages with, you know, the linked ones, and you know how Oracles works. So I'd show it both ways, show like off all the things for both versions of the game, because back when I did the original Let Us Play of that, I only did Seasons to Ages, and then I never got around to actually showing off the Ages to Season stuff that I was trying to do, because I like lost my save, or I overwrit like one of my saves or whatever, and then it just didn't work out. Like the way I linked my stuff, like the linked game didn't actually properly link back, just because I just didn't save it right. And then we never even got to show off secrets for a linked game, which blew. So I'd kind of like to go back and do it better. So it'd be, you know, playthroughs both ways. And there's a little secret that I'm hiding from you about the second playthroughs. You know, the second playthroughs wouldn't be like full playthroughs. I would kind of do a like an abridged version of it. Not like that. Not like that. Like, you know, just like maybe highlights, whatever. And then there's just a little secret spice that I'm keeping from you. But there is a little secret spice in that back end of the playthroughs. Pokemon Crystal Clear. I believe I mentioned this one last year. This would be like a Nuzlocke of a Pokemon ROM hack that I've never played, but it has a lot of cool like quality of life improvements, and looks like it could be a neat one to play through. And another thing that'd make it interesting is it wouldn't be like, it's not like Pokemon Crystal, you're playing Pokemon Crystal. It turns the game into like an open world game, so you can like go and do the gyms in any order, and there's like, I think they add different ways to get between Johto and Kanto. So it's not even like if you start in Johto, which is a thing you can do, you can pick Johto or, I meant to say Kanto, you can start in Johto or Kanto. You can still, it's not like, oh, well now I gotta do all of Kanto, then I go to Johto. You can go back and forth. Like all the story stuff's removed, a lot of things are unlocked. There's a lot of like new areas added to the game. Seems like it could be interesting. I don't know how it would go, because like I said, I've never played it, and it does seem like there's like some super bosses that could just come out of nowhere and wreck us. And at one point I was also considering like doing that in a similar style to Griffin McElroy did a Pokemon Y Nuzlocke a couple years ago, I believe, in which it was like a highlight playthrough. And I was considering like maybe doing 2 cuts of that, where it's like, here's the full thing, and then here's the highlights or whatever. I don't know, just throwing stuff out there. And I felt like there was something I was going to say, but I know it's not on my list. Ooh, what was it? There was a point that I was gonna make, but I don't see. I remembered the point. I thought about it. I was looking at it because it's not in my maybe list. It's in my Let's Look folder, because I made a different folder for it to keep all the, because you know, you just do a lot of stuff. Let's Play Oween. I'm probably just going to keep doing that, regardless, because like I said, like I keep saying, I'm not gonna stop, and I love doing the October stuff. I have my list of October games, well, I have a list of October games, not the list, because I am trying to put my foot down this time. Like, no, I'm going to do 13 games, because that's another scary number, and that seems like a more reasonable amount of videos to release in a month, for both me to do and for y'all to watch. And it just feels like it's a good amount. Maybe I'll get over my obsession of, no, it has to be 13 because that's a scary number. But I already have a list of, I think, 14 games that I'm considering at the moment. And I'm just going to do my best to, you got to kill your darlings, and I'm just gonna do it. And yeah, that was it. I don't know if I have any other points I wanted to make. I think that's it. I think that's our 13 years. Hooray, 13 years! Hooray!